utterly bizarre. At the presidential palace, the Taliban are now guarding the gate.
I have been personally trying to tell this administration since it took office. I've been trying to tell our government for years that this was coming. We sent them plan after plan on how to evacuate these people. Nobody listened to us. They didn't plan for the evacuation of our Afghan wartime allies. They're trying to conduct it now at the 11th hour. The thing that they were most concerned about was the optics of a chaotic evacuation. Well, they got exactly what they were most concerned of by failing to do what was right when we could have done it. We had all the people and equipment in place to be able to save these people months ago, and we did nothing.
It is not enough.
You trust the Taliban, Mr. President? You trust the Taliban, sir?
Is that a serious question?
It's absolutely a serious question. You trust the Taliban?
But I trust the capacity of the Afghan military, who is better trained, better equipped, and more competent in terms of conducting war. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Given the amount of money that has been spent and the number of lives that have been lost, in your view, with making this decision, were the last 20 years worth it?
Good question.
People come up to them to pose for photographs. Chanting death to America, but they seem friendly at the same time. It's utterly bizarre. At the presidential palace, the Taliban are now guarding the gate. They say they're here to fill the vacuum left when the government fled. But the welcoming spirit only extends so
Morons. It seems like they're everywhere you turn. Every single day they invade the headlines. Another half-wit criminal with a half-baked scheme. Another social media simpleton going viral. Another Florida man stretching the bounds of stupidity. Or another pack of SJWs throwing a temper tantrum. And that's not even the worst of it. From the empty talking heads on the cable news channels, to the humorless hacks in Hollywood, to the pea-brain politicians pulling the puppet strings, everywhere you look, there's another idiot telling you how to live your life.
Moron Joe, the man without a brain.
I'll have to just circle back.
At this point, we don't need to watch anything that Biden does to make fun of him.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
the dude, basically, he doesn't even speak. He just talks Simlish.
Simlish?
Yeah, like...
Will you shut up, man?
I took a trip up there to the North Pole. I went there, and I vaccinated Santa Claus myself.
I was trying to figure out why all the trannies kept getting the HIV, so I had to put a dress and a wig on and go back to my favorite gay bars and bathhouses. But this time I wore my triple masks on account of the COVID.
I'll slap you in the face and I'll say, I demand satisfaction, you son of a bitch.
Did you know that an average adult man has 144 pounds of edible meat on his body?
What? What the shit?
Oh, it is just groovy, man. I'm telling you, the vibes are immaculate.
Well, Jay and Anissa have had enough. Armed with clever satire, madcap humor, and the craziest cast of characters in podcasting, they're lining up and taking aim at the world of stupidity every single week. Because it is time to go to war. The War on Morons.
It is Tuesday, August 17th, 2021, and this is episode 94, The War on Morons. I'm Jake.
And I'm Anissa, and welcome to the show where we act like smartasses and laugh at dumbasses.
Yes, and I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of laughing today. I mean, where do we start?
I mean, if you haven't been living under a rock, or hell, even if you have,
if you've been living under a rock, this is your week.
The people living under rocks apparently knew the second Joe Biden pulled the plug on Afghanistan, leaving $88 billion worth of military equipment in their dust.
Yeah, the people that are living under rocks now are more armed than the entire southern region of the United States. I mean, everybody knew it was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be this fucking insane.
I mean, I didn't think it was going to happen like this. I knew we were leaving Afghanistan.
They just left in the middle of the night. They left everything.
They ghosted Afghanistan, y'all.
Why leave our shit there? So they've got all our they got the tanks, they got the helicopters.
We could afford to lose billions of dollars of equipment, but we couldn't afford to hire movers? What?
Or telling anybody exactly what I don't know. It's all backwards. It's insane. It's chaos. The videos. Some of them are pretty shocking and graphic, and to be honest, they're sad. There's thousands and thousands of people at this airport. They're grabbing onto the planes as our jets are flying away, and they're falling off to their death. There's people the Taliban's over there shooting at them. Taliban's taken over the entire country, by the way.
Let's just face it. This is not our proudest moment, guys. This is making us look like the baddies here.
It's making us look like the idiots.
That too.
Yeah. God. Look, we're not claiming to be geopolitical experts.
Fair.
But, what could be more moronic than, they've been fighting that war for more than half my life.
Yeah, for most of my life.
Yeah, for 2 decades. I looked it up. We all know people that have fought there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thousands of Americans died there.
Yes.
Trillions of dollars. They spent trillions of our dollars there. Yeah. Not just the billions of dollars of weapons and airplanes and drones and helicopters that the Taliban now has. They wasted all of that just to fly out in the middle of the night. And
they might as well have just signed it all back. They might have just said, whoops, never mind, Taliban, have at it,
They don't need shit like that. They've proven quite well they can kick our asses with, sticks and stones and, 1940s era Soviet weapons.
Yeah, they put up quite the fight, I'll be honest, yeah.
And now we're having to go back.
In a week. Within the span of a week, we lost the war. And now we're going back to war.
They sent back 5,000 or 6,000 troops. God only knows what's going to happen to them.
And yet, if you ask these idiots, we're the terrorists, y'all.
Oh yeah.
We're the bad people here, and not just
Homeland Security
stupid.
says that, right?
Right, Department of Homeland Security. Because if you oppose COVID restrictions or think election fraud took place in 2020. You are a potential terrorist threat.
The majority of the country.
Right. Not the actual terrorists who have, committed terrorist acts.
The people who chop off their opponents' heads in the middle of the
God only knows what else.
Desert.
But you know what? Yeah. Honestly, they're onto something here with this statement. They say that if you think election fraud took place in 2020, you are a potential terror threat. And you know what? They're 100% right on that, because the Taliban has now come out with a statement saying that Joe Biden is a fake president and they will only negotiate with Donald Trump. So they're half wrong, half right.
They really said that?
They really said that.
They're not right. That's so. North Korea basically did the same thing.
I can't tell if the Taliban, if we should be scared of them, or if they're going to be the ones to finally save America, because somebody has to clean up this mess.
Yeah, that's what's going to. Biden doesn't want to do it.
He's falling asleep at the wheel, literally.
I saw this on Twitter. I think it was Jack Posobiec tweeted. So a White House official actually leaked this. So Biden went to bed even earlier than normal on Sunday night. When all this
11
going
a.m.?
He has to eat some ice cream at some point.
Oh, my God.
But so I guess he's on vacation or whatever. So they're admitting that he went to bed early when all this was happening because, and I quote, he was confused by all the conflicting intelligence reports.
It is hard to understand why we did what we did and the ramifications going so fucked off.
he's confused when he puts on a pair of pants in the morning.
Yeah.
If he even does that.
I mean, the key word here is intelligence reports. There's no possible way we could expect Joe Biden to comprehend any intelligence reports, because in the name, it leads you to believe that you have to have intelligence.
Yeah, and then he the whole White House team, they all went silent. So Biden, well, they released a picture of him in like a situation room, all by himself, looking like a sad old grandpa that can't see his kids because of the COVID rules, and he's just staring at the Zoom screen. Now, that's pathetic enough as is. It's like, all right, there's a huge crisis right now. We've got thousands of our people. They're pinned down there in a country being overrun by terrorists.
Our embassies are being, run out of the country.
We've got helicopters trying to fly people out like it's goddamn Saigon, 1975 or whatever. And then they're like, but this will assure everybody. And it's like Joe Biden, sitting there staring up at a Zoom screen. He's not even confused. He's just, comatose.
Yeah, he's on Haldol or some shit.
Now, in this Zoom screen, which the fucking White House Twitter put out, you can see the CIA, members of the CIA, and you can see their faces, and you can see what base they're at. Pretty sure they're not supposed to do that. But the best thing is, people took a closer look and realized this isn't even a real picture. It's either photoshopped or it's from several months ago, because
the time zones were wrong.
Right. So London, it's a situation room, it's a war room or whatever. So they have all the clocks. It's it's 5 o'clock in New York. It's 11 o'clock in London. It's 1 in the morning in Moscow. And then they're like, wait a second, they've got London and Moscow 3 hours apart. But Russia doesn't do daylight savings time. And right now, and ever since March, when the clocks changed, they've only been 2 hours apart. So this picture must be from way back in March or before, or they just got a picture of the situation room and they photoshopped Biden's ass in there. That's my thought, because I don't think they could get him out of bed.
Honestly, the thought of Joe Biden being in a room alone at all, never mind a situation room,
I've just got to give him
scary.
credit for, keeping his pants on.
Yeah.
In front of a screen.
Well, they probably photoshopped those too. I mean, let's be honest. Those are probably photoshopped on.
You think that man keeps his clothes on?
Hell no. Hell no.
He's tubing it. If he sees a Zoom screen, he starts tubing. He's like, oh, there's Kamala up there. There's Kamala. Let me just get a little more comfortable.
Oh my God. I swear, I love how they're saying he's on vacation during one of the largest geopolitical fuck-ups of our lifetime, if not the largest. But
it'd be like if during 9/11, George Bush just kept reading the fucking goat book.
Right.
And well, I want to figure out what happens to the pet goat. Do you have any other books in here? You got the one about Hop on Pop? You gotta
give Trump credit. They gave him a lot of shit about golfing, but he never golfed through some shit like this.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't let shit like this happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's
he could afford to go golfing.
It's not just Biden doing the whole on vacation thing.
The whole White House is out of office, apparently.
So Psaki, the voice of the White House, she sent the auto responses you get at work when somebody's on vacation at their middle management job. So Fox News was sending emails to the White House, whatever she is, a press secretary or whatever, and hey, what the fuck is going on in Afghanistan? What do you have to say about it? And they get back an auto response that's like, yeah, hey, this is Jen. I'm on vacation for a week. I'll circle back when I get back.
I would literally think that in any normal White House, any normal White House at all, if you were Jen Psaki and you were on vacation when this shit went down, your boss might call you and say, vacation's over. Get your ass back here now.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. I've actually heard that she has let the word out that the vacation is going to continue. She'll be back in a week. So we can find out what she's going to lie about.
Self-care is important.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, as we saw, I don't know if you've seen the video with her assistant. It's some, flaming homosexual. He's got FloJo nails, and he wears a pantsuit.
I'm sure Rainbow Randy's got this in the bag. He will negotiate with the terrorists. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, they love that. They love that
they won't stone him to death or anything.
Can we send him over there, actually? Kamala Harris is in that. Apparently they asked her to, because she's not at Camp David. She's right there in Washington. They asked her to do the press conference because somebody's got to speak out when something like this is happening.
Isn't that kind of like her job when the president's not available and something's going on? She steps in and does it.
The word is and this is another thing that I got from a reliable source. She not only refused to do a press conference or to speak out about the Afghanistan situation at all, she was screaming at people and the White House staff, telling them that they will not pin this on her, and she's very busy working on Haiti.
Haiti?
Yeah. I don't know what she's doing in Haiti.
What the hell's wrong with Haiti?
Maybe she thinks that's where the border is.
You know what? Makes perfect sense.
I'm just surprised she's not turning tricks in the
out of all
guest
the
bedroom at the
Caribbean
Naval
islands that are in crisis right now, Cuba, we're in Haiti.
Yeah.
Great.
I forgot about Cuba. And you know what? 2 weeks from now, and you see CNN, ABC, probably the New York Times, all these liberal newspapers and media sources that are always covering for Biden, they're all going after him this time. They're like, this is the most embarrassing thing ever. How could he do this? This is a travesty. 2 weeks from now, they're going to be moving on to something else, and we'll have forgotten about this. Just like we forgot about Cuba, just like we forgot about Dr. Fauci and his emails, just like we forgot, they get away with everything. They're Teflon.
Yep.
Yeah.
But good news, folks. I mean, if you want to get your news straight from the source, you want to know exactly what's going on, the Taliban does have a Twitter account. So while you can't hear from our president or our vice president or our press secretary or anybody on the United States side, you can see what the Taliban is tweeting out. If you want to know,
they're tweeting a lot.
Yeah, if you want to know what's going on, I mean, you can get their side of the story. Trump is still banned. They haven't given us back either. But I'm sure that's unrelated. I mean, if the Taliban can tweet, surely.
You want to talk about insurrectionists? What do you call that? Oh yeah, we just took over an entire country with machine guns and bombs.
I mean, can you even
slaughtered people in the streets?
I don't even know if you could call it that, honestly. I mean, we kind of just gave it to him. I mean, we kind of just handed it to him, and we're like, here you go.
They're still dragging people into the streets.
I mean, yeah. But it wasn't exactly a takeover so much as it was, like, a surrender?
Yeah.
Is this a surrender?
It's like it's
a surrender without the white flag. It's pretty pathetic.
It's a surrender.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be back there. Just you wait and see. Anyway, enough of that shit.
Please.
God. But speaking of Twitter, and technically, yeah, they didn't give us back our Twitter that had followers and that had action on it. We did make another one. I don't ever use it. I think we're up to 3 followers there. I tweeted 2 weeks ago. But we are back on YouTube. So you may be watching the show today on YouTube. If you are, thanks.
Why?
You shouldn't be. It's honestly, this is probably our last show on YouTube, because if we haven't already said something that's going to get us our ultra permanent double plus on good suspension and deletion of all our content, it's going to happen today. So make sure if you're watching on YouTube that you remember to actually watch us on Gab TV, look us up on Rumble, or just do what the cool kids do. Listen to the podcast, Hameen Media Group. Because we're like Trump. We're banned.
Yep.
We're banned. People still hear from him, though. He put out a statement. He's been putting out so many statements on Biden. Just like he called him a loser. He said he should resign and shame. He sent half a dozen of those on Sunday. He sent one about Cuomo. That was great. He said, it's about time he resigned. That guy's a total loser. Trump is just, if you don't follow Trump on Telegram or Gab or whatever, it's not actually him, but they take his statements and they put it there.
Yeah.
He just talks shit on everybody. The Cuomo thing, we barely even, so much stuff has happened in the last 2 days. But let's just really quickly say, bye, Cuomo.
Bye.
Surprise.
Bye, nipple rings. I mean, who could have guessed that the governor or mayor, which was he?
The governor of New York.
Governor of New York. Who could have guessed that the governor with visible nipple rings might have been a perv? Who could have thought?
such a surprise.
It is shocking.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I mean, he resigned. I mean, you can kill all the people you want.
Maybe
kill all the people you want. Just don't grab your interns.
Yeah, maybe next we could find someone with a tongue ring. I think that would really that would class things up a bit. Anyways,
maybe it'll be Kamala. When Joe resigns next week, she'll debut her new look.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, you'd think though. I mean, all the Democrats. It's so funny. I saw a video in New York of all these people just like wilding out in the streets, so happy that Cuomo's gone, and I'm just like, if Democrats really cared about their politicians groping people, like, news to me. I mean, you really think that they would have rigged an election for Joe Biden? He's worse.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I've never seen Cuomo, like, lick an 8-year-old's face.
Oh,
I've seen Biden do that several times.
Yeah, well, yeah, and speaking of Biden, I hate to even say it, but there is a new video leak that shows a naked Hunter Biden, as if we haven't seen that enough.
Have we ever seen him with clothes on?
I don't think so. Telling a prostitute how he lost another laptop full of videos of him doing fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
He actually thinks that a Russian drug dealer stole it this time and will blackmail him.
I mean, to be fair, he probably knows a lot of Russian drug dealers.
That's true. I just, you have to wonder. You have to wonder. Hunter Biden is so out and proud with this stuff. It's like he thinks he's like a prince. It's like he thinks that like his father will die of a heart attack if he can just kill him.
He thinks he'll kill him just by cutting these videos.
Right. And then his father will die and he'll become the king of America or something.
Like the Lion King or something. Like, one day all this will be mine. Like, what do you think he would do with the kingdom?
I think he would make crack legal.
He doesn't care that it's illegal now.
That's true. That's true.
I think he would just, he'd put in like what's that called? Prima nocta? Like they used to do that back in the old days, like the king would get to sleep with your wife the day that you get married.
Yeah.
He would do that, except for it would just be like prima rocta. And like if you get a rock of crack, he gets to have the first hit.
Why not both?
Why not? He doesn't want your wife, he just wants your hookers. Every video you ever see of this guy, he's always naked. He's always with a really nasty looking skanky whore.
And he's always has a laptop. Stop giving him laptops. Like, if your kid dumps the iPad in the toilet one too many times, you're going to stop giving your kid an iPad, right?
And, like, be careful. If you buy laptops from, like,
pawn shops,
especially
Goodwill.
Yeah, just, like, make sure, especially if you, like, buy it for your kid before you send him off to school or something. I know a lot of people are doing that Zoom learning. Just check, make sure. There's a pretty good chance that there's a video of Hunter Biden masturbating on it.
Scary stuff.
There's a lot of these out there.
Scary stuff, folks.
Anyway.
If it could get any crazier, and I think it can, we have one more headline this week before we get into the stack. We couldn't find room for it because, frankly, it stands on its own. It's a non sequitur. There are no other stories that relate to it whatsoever, and we wouldn't have a chance in hell at coming up with a segue for this one, so let's just get into it. Wisconsin woman uses her gun's laser sight to play with her cat, inadvertently shoots her friend.
Well, I mean, geez, I guess. So she's. I mean, if you don't have a cat, people, cats love laser lights. I don't know why.
And shockingly, they will sell you a laser pointer that doesn't have a gun attached to it for that specific purpose.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, she probably didn't have one, and the cat wanted to play.
It's a DIY cat toy, folks.
Yeah, it's a frisky kitty. I mean, with gun safety is a bunch of bullshit anyway. So yeah, she was drunk and hanging out with their friend and their cat, and apparently this was in Kenosha, by the way. You think Kenosha, Wisconsin, you'd want to, like, keep your powder dry. Like, you might need your ammo. But yeah, so she decided she'd start zipping this thing around to make Mr. Mittens go crazy, and yeah, one thing led to another, and yeah, she shot her friend.
When you were pitching this story to me, when you told me that you found this story, I was prepared to say, oh, hell no, we're not covering this, because I thought for sure she would shoot the cat. I mean, that's the thing that makes the most sense.
I mean, cats are pretty nimble. Maybe she was trying to.
Yeah, but instead, this might actually be the world's worst alibi for attempted murder we've ever seen.
Oh, it was intentional is what it was. Yeah. She didn't like this friend.
No.
She's like, oh yeah, I've got a story. They're going to believe this. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mr. Frisky, he just loves the laser light, and I didn't realize it had a Glock attached to it. Anyway, if you want to join the show today, give us a call or a hotline. It's 813-906-9099. If we don't reach you live, we'll play your voicemails. Or you can email us at thewaronmorons@gmail.com. Find us on social media. We're all over the place. Or just leave us a comment down below in the chat. And if you really want to give us some support, check out the online shop on Bonfire. And, check out the t-shirts, like this one right here with our logo in red, white, and blue.
Very patriotic.
Anyway, the Stack of Stupidity.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to start things off, why not, with the most trusted name in news. CNN. They were on the scene. I think this was on Monday, I think this was on Monday. They were covering all the chaos in Afghanistan. And one of their reporters outside the Kabul embassy, which was currently being taken over by the Taliban, they said, they're chanting death to America, but they seem friendly at the same time.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, especially, I think you misquoted them a little bit. Actually, the words were, they're just chanting death to America.
As they do.
I mean, how are they any different from Black Lives Matter, really?
Well, we armed them. Black Lives Matter has to arm themselves.
Fair.
And that's not even the whole story. So the same reporter, later in the same report, they go on to say that the Taliban have a welcoming spirit as they wave their rifles in the air.
Oh, yes. Welcome. We're so happy that all you stupid Americans are here so we can string you up and kill you in various horrific ways. You stupid Americans, we're gonna get you.
Yeah, because when I think of Taliban, I think of just like happy, smiling, shining people. I mean, you remember when they were doing the whole, CNN, of course, was doing the same bullshit during the BLM riots. And they're like, yeah, these are mostly, fiery, but mostly peaceful riots.
Mostly peaceful
as,
protests.
The city's burning to the ground behind them. I thought that was about as low as it could get. But, I mean, it's like,
honestly, it's like, I think if 9/11 happened today in 2021, I think you'd see CNN saying this was a mostly peaceful protest that got a little out of hand.
Yeah, they'd be like Silverstein and George Bush sorry, we can fix that in post. Osama bin Laden gave the Twin Towers a little love tap today.
Oh my God.
They're doing the job that, Baghdad Bob and Tokyo Rose, you remember, the propaganda people?
Yeah.
They don't even need to have them anymore. They're just the Taliban, they're like, okay, who can be the spokesman? Who can go and say, death to America?
Why don't we get Jeff Dunham and Ahmed the terrorist?
Does he work for CNN?
I kill you!
They don't need to roll somebody out there to run us down and to propagandize. They're like, look, just let in the American media. They'll do the job better than any of our fucking people can even hope to.
I mean, their recruiting department is going to be overwhelmed in just a few moments.
Yeah, maybe they can have Chris Cuomo.
Yeah, and speaking of CNN and Chris Cuomo, Chris was actually showing off some of his pathetic dance moves at a club the other day.
Yeah, I actually got video of it, and before you get into the story, I think that it would be worth it to we don't do this all the time, but you gotta see this.
Yeah.
Look at this guy go.
Oh, man. The arthritis is hitting hard.
Something's hitting hard. Alright, I think you guys get the gist. So, he has no moves. He looks like some kind of what would you say, a recently divorced drunk? That's trying to hit on 18-year-olds.
I mean, if you're trying to give the impression that your famous relative, doesn't grope people inappropriately, you might want to stay away from the clubs for, a hot day or two? Fucking what?
He looks like the dude from Family Guy. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Oh, God.
Giggity, he's one giggity, giggity away from Quagmire. And this is all happening as his brother is in the process of resigning. I don't think it's gone quite yet. I think that's next week. But like Chris Cuomo went on vacation. Just randomly scheduled a vacation. Like, what's with all these people? Jen Psaki, Joe Biden, Chris Cuomo. Like, they all know how to schedule vacations at the perfect time.
They do. Yeah. They do. And, the funny thing is that he, wasn't wearing a mask in the video, which, he's probably vaccinated. So, they say...
Yeah, he's a little prick. I don't know.
But at the same time, it's like, he just tweeted 5 days ago, call out when party people say that COVID doesn't need to be taken seriously.
And then he's
partying maskless in the club. Yeah,
that's what they all do.
Oh my God.
We got Chris Cuomo is getting down at the bottle service. He's surrounded by people, of course, not wearing a mask because he knows the mask is bullshit.
Yeah.
Last week we had the Obama party. What was it? 800 of his closest friends. And then I'm not even getting into the orgy that they had afterward.
Oh God, please spare us.
With the kids. And then there was a story about Rashida Tlaib. She was dancing at some wedding. It was bizarre. She dances worse than Cuomo. But
these people,
none of them had masks on.
It's hard to dance when you're not fucking human anymore. When you've sold your soul to the devil and been taken over by a lizard person. I've never seen a reptile with some smooth moves, I'll be honest.
They don't have soul.
No.
They don't have soul.
They don't have rhythm and they don't have soul.
Anyway, let's move on to see what, like, the normal people are doing. Like, people like us. So, let's fly the friendly skies where everybody's getting duct taped. Everybody is getting duct taped when they're trying to ride commercial airlines.
What the fuck do you mean duct tape?
They're getting duct taped to their fucking airplane seats.
What?
So,
why?
So last week we had a 13-year-old, and I guess he threw a temper tantrum or something on the middle of his flight. I don't know what airline it was. It was from Maui to Los Angeles. He probably was a dick. I mean, if you've met a Los Angeles teenager that also vacations in Maui. But it's been happening a lot. Like, this was a video, it went kind of viral, but we had some drunk guy the other day. He got duct taped. There was some crazy lady that she got so claustrophobic she tried to open the door mid-flight. Now, I'm pretty sure that physically you can't do it, but still.
She tried.
They restrained her, they duct taped her. It just all in August. All in August, we've had 3 or 4 incidents of this. And you're
saying this is what normal people like us are doing?
No, what I'm saying is, all those celebrities and politicians are out, skirting all their silly COVID rules that they like to push. Everybody else is being pushed to the brink of insanity to the point that they have to get held down and duct taped on an airplane. Because, think about...
Look, people don't know how to act anymore. That's the basic point you're trying to drive home. People do not know how to act. They've spent the past year and a half, if not 2 years, locked up in their homes, sanitizing everything, stuck with the people they're in there with.
Being told that if they get within 6 feet of anyone, they're basically dead.
I mean...
You'd go a little crazy, right?
Yeah, everyone would get a little weird with it.
And then, and that's why, I haven't flown since this started, and I really don't want to. You go to the airports, and it's like, what is it? You got to go there 2 hours in advance, right?
I have no idea. I guess so.
I think that's the rule. You got to go there 2 hours before your flight. You're probably going to have some kind of delay because the pilot has blood clots and died, so they need to find somebody else. You're going to be the entire time that you're on this plane, that you're in this airport, that you're waiting for your next flight. You got to have this fucking mask strapped on your face. You're choking on your own exhaust.
And then when you get there, I'm pretty sure you got to take an Uber to get to your hotel, and I'm pretty sure Uber's still enforcing masks too, aren't they?
Yeah, and you've got you got COVID vax brain, so there's a lot of things that are adding up to you're not going to necessarily be the most docile passenger.
To be fair, they probably told this young man to take a deep breath and calm down, but the mask on his face prevented him from doing so. It's really not his fault.
Yeah, but at least they've got duct tape. I just think it's a funny image. I mean, don't they have some other way to, like, I don't care if you actually are an out-of-control passenger, and if you really do deserve to be restrained.
Like, don't they have handcuffs?
Yeah,
Where's
like
the
zip
air
ties or
marshal?
something. Yeah. Like, who was it, like, is Tim the Tool Man the air marshal now? Yeah. Some duct tape will take care of this one, yeah.
Oh my god. Well, listen, if you've got a problem with any of that, Arnold Schwarzenegger, of all people, has some words for you. Those words would be, screw you. He was actually, again, as we talk about, it's a big trend, he was caught maskless after he was quoted as saying, screw your freedoms to anyone who didn't want to wear a mask or inject themselves with an experimental vaccine.
And then he called us schmucks, right?
Yeah, love it.
Like, I mean, where's this guy get off? I mean, he comes to this country from or Austria or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think that he would appreciate freedom, considering his dad was a literal Nazi. You know, he might say...
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, apparently.
Yeah, apparently he's like, you know what, maybe my dad had some things we should be doing. But I mean, screw our freedoms is what he says.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be masked up. We don't want to be vaxxed.
But not his freedom.
Not his freedoms, because he's
Just
walking
ours.
around. He's not wearing the mask. He's trying to look like a fucking cowboy. He's got a cowboy hat on, sunglasses, big-ass cigar in his mouth. Arnold, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have anything more clever.
No, I don't have anything to add to that.
Yeah, we've been having a call.
All right.
You wanna?
Yeah, I can take this one. All right, area code 604. You're on with the War on Morons. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, this is Zeke Whitlock. I'm from Vancouver, BC.
Zeke Whitlock. Hi, welcome to the show.
The Zeke Whitlock. Yes, yes. You must be a fan, huh?
I'm a fan of anybody who calls into the show, I guess.
No, I mean you've seen my movies, my films.
You know, honestly, I'm not much of a movie person, so.
Oh God. No, I mean I'm a big actor, a big time actor. I've been in all the best pictures. I've been in I wasn't in Sharknado. But I was in Shark Volcano. I was in Alien 4. I was the guy in the alien suit. I mean, I don't have to go down my filmography. Just look up my IMDb when they get me on there. I'm going to be on there very soon.
Okay. Well, great. Did you have something to say about Arnold Schwarzenegger? It sounds like you guys were in kind of the same industry.
Oh yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, I've never been in a picture with him. I was going to be in Total Recall 3, but the production, it didn't quite get off the ground. I figured he'd probably be in that one. But yeah, I have to call in, and I've got words for Arnold that he needs to hear. Really is, and frankly, Arnold, if you're listening to the program, you need to shut your mouth. You need to shut up. You know, I like what the other guy said. Is he said, "Fuck you." I say the same thing. I say, Arnold, shut up, and also, fuck you.
Wow. I gotta say, Zeke, it's really uncommon to see somebody in your industry taking a stand against this kind of stuff.
You know, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. You know, I'm a big star. I've made a name for myself. I've got a really big picture coming out. It'll probably be out sometime next year. I'm starring in this picture. So if I want to go out there and I want to put it all out there, I'm going to put it out there, but I'm going to keep it to what I know. And that's what my beef is with this, you know, this musclehead, this muscle-bound freak, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is he doesn't stick to acting. He doesn't stick to the craft. He doesn't stick to the industry. He goes on, you know, rambling on about politics and all this trash. Nobody wants to hear what's he in? What's a movie that Arnold is in?
The Terminator?
Yes, the Terminator, the Barbarian. Nobody wants to hear the Terminator Barbarian tell them if they should put on a mask. They want him to terminate. They want him to be a barbarian, or they want him to shut his mouth. And that's what Zeke Whitlock, do. I don't talk about things that I don't understand. I understand the things that I know. from acting about them. And that's why he's an embarrassment to the industry. He doesn't know anything about politics.
Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, definitely. I can't agree with you more on that. I mean, I definitely don't really care what the Terminator has to say, especially when he's saying stuff like "screw your freedom." So,
that's right.
You have a movie
he can go to hell.
What's that?
And I mean, I know he used to be a governor or a mayor or something like that, but he still can't talk about politics, because the only reason that he was whatever he was because when they saw that movie, the Barbarian Terminator, and it was trash. It's nothing like my pictures. I mean, if you see the picture that I'm actually working on right now, I am so proud of my performance. And I mean, do you like science fiction films?
Occasionally.
You will like this one. You will love this one. It's 4 bags of popcorn.
Oh, okay. Wow. What's it called?
Absolutely. It's not really about what's it called. It's about the fact that Zeke Whitlock, I finally have a starring role, and I use my method acting abilities to really make it shine through that screen. And oh my God, I know it's too early to say the word Oscar, but maybe we can say the word Golden Globes. What do you say?
I mean, I guess you could say whatever you want, Zeke. It sounds like you don't really, you want to keep us in the dark about the movie, so I guess we'll just watch for when your IMDb launches.
I mean, they don't have me on there yet for whatever reason. I mean, I was in Eight-Legged Freaks. I played the guy in the spider suit. I was in a movie with Bruce Campbell once. I was in the background when he stabbed somebody, but that doesn't matter. I just am so happy that they finally understand my talent, and I'm playing the role of Van Helsing in this movie. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be the best film of the year.
You're playing Van Helsing, the vampire hunter?
Oh, I guess you're familiar. So you must have, you probably read the book or something. Yeah, Van Helsing. I hunt vampires. It's just a whole new take on the genre, as they say. And I think the critics are going to love it. They're going to eat it up. 4 bags of popcorn. 4 bags.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what Van Helsing has to do with sci-fi, to be honest. But
no, it's a sci-fi vampire film. It's called Amish Vampires from Planet Mars. And see, the Amish, because they don't use electricity, so it's really difficult for them, to see me sneaking up on them. But because they're from the planet Mars, they have alien abilities, and kind of them being Amish. It's really.
I have a lot of questions, Zeke. Number one, if they're Amish vampires from Mars, how the hell did they get to Earth? Without
telepathy. No, they use telepathy. They don't fly in spaceships. They're advanced space alien vampires, and they also are. They follow the Amish religion and customs. But either way, I could talk all day long about how the Amish are vampires and how they come from planet Mars. But you don't want to hear me talk about that right now. You want to see the movie, and that's just going back to Arnold. You talk to him, you want him to talk about a Terminator. You want him to talk about a barbarian. You don't want to hear his take on the politics, and that's why So I mean,
good luck.
Yeah, I mean, Well, that's what I'm doing. Well, that's what I'm doing right now. Because I'm a method actor, and you see, we're filming the picture in Vancouver, but there aren't any Amish. I can't find any Amish in Vancouver. So I'm in Pennsylvania now, and I'm in Pennsylvania, in the middle of nowhere, where the Amish are, and I've got a handful of stakes, and I got the biggest hammer you've ever seen in your life. It's a mallet, and I'm hunting the Amish vampires.
The Amish are not vampires. You can't go hunting them, Zeke.
You haven't seen them. You haven't seen the film yet. They are.
Zeke.
I'm gonna bag me a couple of them bloodsuckers, and I'm gonna bring that authenticity into the picture. And I mean, my name is gonna be. I'm gonna be so far above that muscle-bound Nazi. You'll never forget the name Zeke Whitlock.
Oh, I think you're right. You're gonna shoot right to the top of the headlines, but not.
Oh, I think I see one now. I see one now. There's a buggy, a horse and a buggy. I'll be right back. I gotta stake these vampires.
Well,
I want to see that movie.
Really?
I want to see it. Yeah, it sounds awesome.
I mean, I'll check it out, but the runtime better not be anything over 90 minutes.
I mean, I just hope it gets produced. It sounds like he's it sounds like he's gonna kill somebody today.
Yeah, most likely.
Anyway, if you thought that last segment was silly, it was. But let's get serious and learn something. You know, with those brilliant people at National Public Radio.
What?
All right, so woke NPR, of course, they're ridiculous, but they might have scraped the bottom of the moron bucket. So they just came out with a story the other day where they called a medieval Viking warrior non-binary. So I guess somebody found his tomb or something. They found his bones, and they're like, he had jewels, and he had, ceremonial robes on, and he had a sword. And they're like, oh, it seems like this non-binary person was very highly respected by his community.
The great thing about this is that he wasn't non-binary in the sense that, he decided his gender was outside of the standard two choices. Researchers have actually found a small sample of DNA from him, and they believe he might have had a genetic syndrome, a chromosomal error that actually gave him an extra X chromosome.
Maybe they can borrow one.
So instead of saying, he may have had this rare genetic condition that impacted his sex in some way, they said, he decided to be non-binary.
We found the middle-aged RuPaul. And when he wasn't, cleaving somebody's head in two with an axe in, medieval Scandinavia, he was probably painting his hair purple and reading stories to preschoolers at the library.
I mean, people are just clowning them. My favorite response to this is from a guy called Colin Wright. He said, ancient human found buried wearing animal furs, a new analysis finds, suggesting furry culture existed and was accepted much earlier than anticipated.
What are they going to say about our culture 1,000 years from now when they start digging up these NPR soy boys?
Honestly, they're probably going to say that we were a bunch of vanilla, PC freaks. Like we were.
They're going to think that we had genetic conditions. They're going to be like, man, we found. It looks like his DNA would lead you to believe that he's male, but he was 4'11", and he had no musculature, and for some reason he was wearing a dress.
Come on, are you kidding? You see the way these things are going. They're going to be. If you're not some hardcore dominatrix who's into fucking sea turtles in the year 2045, you're gonna be considered a grandma. They're gonna be looking back on our history and be like, boy, that's weird. Straight people still existed? Man, these people were stuck up.
I don't know, because eventually they're gonna have to figure out how to reproduce. This has only been going on for less than a generation.
That's true.
So either the species is going to get wiped out or we're going to get back to normal.
Well, speaking of the species getting wiped out, if you thought NPR was woke, Vogue Magazine just one-upped them by featuring their newest cover model, Doomsday Prophet Expertise, Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg?
She's the cover girl.
You know that all the real fashion supermodels are out there and they're just like, how dare you?
How dare you?
I should be on that cover. I'm not surprised.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Everything's politics now.
When I'm reading Vogue Magazine, which I don't do, but if I was going to do it, it's because I want to look and see, what kind of jewelry do I want to buy this year? Like, maybe I want some new shoes. Maybe I want something to distract me from, the apparent horrific death that's supposed to be taking place any day now for all of humanity.
Yeah, from the little weird-looking 8-year-old looking creature with Asperger's.
Seems kind of dark for Vogue, to be honest.
Well, the Vogue. They if I remember correctly, they're the magazine that went the entire Trump presidency without ever featuring a photo of Melania, who's an actual supermodel.
True.
And then as soon as Biden steals the presidency, they're just like, Jill Biden, fashion icon. And they put Michelle Obama on there all the time. I guess they covered up her bulge at least. But everything's political now. They're one of these woke publications. I just want to know what they're printing this magazine on, and with what inks. That's a great
question. It doesn't seem very eco-friendly to be putting out a disposable magazine.
Why wouldn't they just make a digital-only version? It's not like anybody wants to buy that shit anyway. Anyway, from a high school dropout to people who, frankly, should be. So, out in Oregon, the governor has announced that students can now graduate high school without being able to read or do math.
Well, see, why should those things be important? Honestly, if you're going to live in Oregon, they just legalized all drugs. You're not going to need to know math or reading anyways.
Yes, you are. How are you going to know if your drug dealer's ripping you off or not?
Okay, fair.
You're going to be like, man, I paid for a quarter pound and they gave me an eighth. This is awesome. I have more.
This is awesome.
But yeah, no, Kate Brown, she's not happy enough ruining the state with Antifa and endless mask mandates and vaccine passports and everything else. Now she just wants to make sure that she signs into law that everybody has to be a fucking idiot.
I just don't understand. Why? Why is this?
Oh, you want to know why?
Yes, I would like to know
Okay,
why.
well, it's frankly a little racist. It's because they think that requiring high school students to be able to read or do math is racist to black and brown people.
They think that black and brown people are illiterate?
They think it's worse than just thinking they're illiterate. They think that we're incapable of learning how to read or learning how to do math.
Oh my god!
I mean, fit Kate Brown for her KKK sheets. Because I'm just saying.
I mean, we are one step away, one day away. I guarantee it. Tomorrow, we are going to see a headline in the news. Some woke governor or politician of some kind is going to come out and make a statement saying that it's racist to expect black and brown people to be able to, have to work in a capitalist structure. And instead, we're going to provide all their basic needs for them while they do manual labor.
Have you heard of welfare? No, I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that, though, because Bill de Blasio out in New York, the idiot mayor out there, and this isn't strictly a race thing, this is more paying off criminals thing. So he just rolled out some new program where, if you've got a charge related to guns, firearms, then the city of New York is going to pay you $1,000 a month.
What?
Well, because he doesn't want people to feel like they have to go around robbing liquor stores. So, in order to prevent crime, he's going to give...
What if your crime involving a gun was a murder?
He'll probably give you $2,000.
So, mercenaries. He's legalizing mercenaries.
No, he's paying you so you stop being criminals with that $1,000 a month.
If I commit 3 crimes, do I get $3,000 a month?
I think if you commit 3 crimes, you get to run for governor.
Amazing.
And maybe win.
What progress we're making here, folks.
Yeah, I don't know.
America, the land of opportunity.
Yeah, America's done. Give us, we always make fun of Florida, man. Give it, a few more years of whatever they're doing in Oregon. We'll have Oregon Man. Florida will be doing fine. We'll have
Florida man. We're going to see the most amazing shift for Florida man. Suddenly, Florida man will be the best that the United States has to offer.
He'll be an upstanding citizen, you know?
Now, if that doesn't terrify you.
And then Oregon is going to be like, well, we can't call it Oregon man. That's hateful. That's transphobic.
Right.
Oregon Caesar. The Oregon... Anyway, let's just move on.
All right. Meanwhile, in Europe, we've got a horrific story out of Europe here. There is a photograph that's making waves and winning awards, actually. Okay. So it's a photograph of a toddler. She appears to be playing with some sort of swing set in the foreground of the photograph. And in the background of the photograph surrounding her are at least 10 men in fetish gear.
They look like Mr. Slave from South Park.
They do. They do look like Mr. Slave. And
it's like a 3-year-old girl, and they're just standing around like
one of them
jackals.
is staring at her very threateningly.
Hey, at least he's not gay.
No, he's definitely gay.
He's a pedophile.
Oh.
Not all pedophiles are gay.
Okay.
That's homophobic.
No, I know that.
He just likes to rape. Not funny. This is horrifying.
This is real.
So this is winning. This is winning awards.
Even if you're not like a pedophile, like you have to read the room. If you're wearing full-on fetish gear, you probably shouldn't like take this opportunity to like stare lovingly at a child. It's gonna get misconstrued.
And like, who are this kid's parents? Like the Ramseys?
Oh, well, here you go. So, actually, first of all, the reason that this is in the news is because the photo has won an award for the most aesthetic photo in the Dutch Pride photo competition. So this was all about the Dutch Pride Festival. And so, apparently, this girl's parents, or her mother, had allowed for some of the Pride paraders to change clothes in their house. She opened their home for the men to change clothes.
Yeah, because if you see, a dozen half-naked men in leather bondage gear, you say, hey, come on inside my house. I've got a 3-year-old.
Feel free to strip down, do whatever you need to do, it's...
Yeah, just make yourself at home.
And apparently, the photograph is winning awards, and, why shouldn't the mother, too? Most open-minded, most trusting, most naive, most moronic, I dare say.
Greatest mother in Holland. All right, well, honestly, isn't
Holland the same country that leaves their kids out in strollers in the snow for them to, freeze?
This is the first I've heard of that.
That's a very common...
What?
Okay, so I think it's Holland, but it might also be Sweden and Norway. It's like one of these
What is this, to toughen them up or something?
Apparently it's good for them. It helps them sleep. It boosts their immunity. They just leave their kids outside in strollers, trusting nobody will take them. Apparently nobody has.
Oh, a quarter of the country is now Muslim refugees.
Right. They just leave them outside while they go in the restaurant or go shopping in the mall or whatever they need to do. The kid sleeps in the snow. So honestly,
no wonder they have a negative birth rate. You know what I mean? We can't seem to replace our population. I don't understand why. We let the pedophiles into the house. We let the Muslim rapists into the country. We leave them out in the snow. And this doesn't make sense. We can't replace our population. It's so confusing.
What the heck?
All right. Well, as weird as that all is, this next story might be weirder. I thought it was a Babylon Bee article. I thought it was fake news. I thought it was maybe a comedy sketch. What are those? The whitest kids you know? Maybe one of them.
Sure.
If they weren't getting killed by the vaccine.
Right.
No. So this story is an insane liberal is out and identifying as a pizza.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
pizza.
It's another one of these ridiculous videos from TikTok. This is like a trend now where they just get people with severe mental illnesses to cut a promo about how they identify as something that they're not. And it started off being weird, but it's oh, I identify as an asexual. Yeah, good for you. I identify as a homosexual. All right, cool. Now she identifies as a piece of pizza.
What the fuck kind of pronouns do you use for a piece of pizza?
Delicious and yummy. cheesy goodness.
So do pizzas get voting rights? I mean, if you identify as a pizza, shouldn't your voting rights be stripped away? That would be my first move.
Well, maybe that's how they justify the fraud, because like a pizza, you can cut it into like 8 pieces, and each one of them only filled out their vote for Joe Biden in a hotly contested swing state.
Okay, you know what? This is ridiculous. I love this quote, too. As an ally, I want to say this. I am totally down with neo-pronouns such as pizza, pizza self, kitten, kitten self. So apparently your 2 choices, if you don't want to be a human, are pizza or kitten. You can be a pizza, you can be a kitten.
At the same damn time.
Why not a pizza kitten?
Yeah, she looks like she's about 18 years old. I'm guessing that she learned she was a pizza during the Obama administration.
Okay, let's just move right on. We've got a call coming in. You want to take this one? Great.
All right, area code 831. You're on with the War on Morons. Go ahead and give us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, this is Pam in Santa Cruz.
Hi, Pam.
Hi. I'm calling because I'm an award-winning educator, and I have to just blow the whistle here on your bigotry and your hatred. I mean, it's really quite offensive what you're saying about folks. So, here I go.
Was that really necessary?
Yes, I'm a whistleblower. When I see hatred and bigotry, I blow the whistle. I also happen to be the new gym coach at my school.
Pam, you don't have to actually blow a literal whistle. You can just say, I don't like you saying people can't identify as a pizza. Oh, I think it's good for men in fetish gear to hang out with toddlers or whatever. You don't have to make that sound.
Well, yes, I do, because it's important that there are negative consequences, physical consequences. This is how we will retrain people like you to be more open-minded and accepting.
She did it again. Jesus. Okay. These are the sort of things that you do when you're trying to train a puppy not to pee on the fucking carpet, Pam.
Well, I don't know where you've been for the last 10 years, but there's been a lot of changes and studies done on how the human brain works. And in people who voted for Trump, in people who voted for Trump, it's not too different than a puppy, actually. So these methods are proven to be highly effective. In fact, I use them in my gym class.
Okay. Jesus. I didn't even say anything. And all right, let's just talk. Let's talk about the gym. You say you're a gym? You teach gym now?
Yes. I also teach gym. Our previous gym coach was fired on account of being a white, cisgender male, heterosexual, or in other words, a rapist and a predator. Unlike those fine, upstanding men you featured in that photograph with the young woman. What we do now in my gym class is we run drills, and we teach the kids to be loving and accepting and open-minded. And if they disagree or they say anything hateful or bigoted, well, then I blow the whistle like this, and then they have to do push-ups.
I mean, at least you're helping them get... I can't imagine you being a gym coach, Pam. You don't exactly strike me as being a healthy person.
Of course I'm a very healthy person. I am an incredibly healthy person. I only smoke organic weed, and I eat organic vegetables, and I eat, vegan meats, and I of course, the most important thing is that I vote blue, because I know that our government is always looking out for my best interests and my health. You could be healthy too if you would stop being such a hateful bigot all the time.
God damn it. You know what, Pam? I don't mind that you call in and you call us racists and bigots, but the whistle thing, a little too much, so I'm... Bye. Okay, that was, frankly, I feel like that was a little bit abusive.
Yeah. Let's, I think we need a little bit of a breather. You got a commercial in there?
I do. I've got a fun one.
All right.
So, yeah, we'll be back in like 3 minutes, guys.
In times of political instability, when reckless governments print worthless fiat currency like paper and give it out like candy, no amount of savings in dollars, stocks, or bonds is enough to ensure you and your family's future. Will a new party at the helm steer your finances in the right direction, or evaporate your life savings to dust with skyrocketing inflation? Here at Rockstar Precious Metals, we say, don't leave it to chance. But don't take my word for it. Let's hear from our celebrity spokesman. Whoa! What's up, dude? My name is Dirk Shocker from Shocker. To this day, I still remember the first precious metal that I bought with my very own money that I stole from my mom's purse. It was 1982. I was at Tower Records right here in Hollywood, and I bought Iron Maiden, the number of the beast, 666, for $6, dude. Well, guess what? Today, that same record, it goes for $32 fucking dollars, man. That is some real precious metal. $6, $32. That's it's astronomical. And just for you, I am gonna liquidate my entire record collection. We got Anthrax, we got Ozzy, we got Venom, we got Slayer, we got Megadeth, and of course, we got motherfucking Shocker. Dirk, we don't sell rock and roll records. What are you doing? Didn't you read the contract? What? Dude, what are you talking about? For one, I don't read. Two, I can't read. We're a gold dealer. We sell gold. Oh, gold. That's cool, man. Whatever. I don't know why you want to sell gold. Maybe you should call him a rapper or something. Call him one of those jungle guys. You think I want to wear a gold chain? You think I look like Mr. fucking T or Flavor Flav or whatever? Fuck you. Fuck gold. Nobody should buy gold. Fuck you. Buy my records. You want something that goes up in value? Hey, why are you kicking me out? I can make my own way out. Fuck you. Fuck your security too. Fuck all you people. Go to rockstarpreciousmetals.com and invest today.
Well, if that isn't a ringing endorsement, I don't know what is, folks.
I'm really kind of confused. Is it, do they sell records or do they sell gold?
I feel like, honestly, the records could be more of a niche market. The gold market's kind of saturated.
Everybody's selling gold.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna buy there. Anyway, let's use that as our cue to take a break from the pop. You know what? The way I said that, we got some idiot in the chat, some crazy man that's just like, oh shit, a comm.
What?
Because I said Q.
Oh.
It's probably somebody at YouTube. And they're like, all right, that's it. We're gonna strike their video now.
For real.
We're gonna delete their channel.
Do people even? Are people even talking about Q to anymore? I mean,
They never stop.
So many mind fucks have happened since that shit died. Come on, folks.
And there's so many of these drops or whatever out there that every single thing that happens, like, they're like, oh, yeah, Q predicted this.
All right. We're going to take a break from the politics. We can't go into a Q hole right now.
Break from the politics.
Please.
And finish the show with some quick bites.
Quick bites?
Yeah, you'll see why we called it that in a second. So first of the quick bites, we've got a drunk guy who got bit by a venomous baby snake. So, naturally, he picked it up.
He what?
Well, I mean, could you imagine if you got bit by a snake, what would you do?
Well, I mean, you would have to, if you can safely, like, identify it, then, like, you want to do that so you can, tell the doctors what kind of snake bit you. Like, maybe take a picture of it or something.
That's a lot of stuff to remember. No, you pick that snake up, and then you bite it back. What? You show him who the boss is. And then you see if it tries to bite you again after that.
Please, come on, get to the story.
Right,
what the hell are you talking about?
Sorry, so this happened in India.
Wait, you're kidding? That actually happened?
Yeah, so a drunk guy in India.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, he was sitting on his porch. A snake comes up, bites him. He picks the snake up. He bites the snake. And he starts gnawing on it and chewing it down. He bit it more than 10 times.
Gross.
He went to town biting this snake. And then he just threw the snake into a tree. He probably didn't figure out what type of snake it was.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if he would have been able to identify it after he gnawed it to bits.
Yeah, well, I mean, anyway, the end of the story is that he taught that snake a lesson. And he died.
Right, because baby snakes are more poisonous than regular full-grown snakes. Everybody knows.
No, he didn't know this. His family was like, "My God, you just chewed on a fucking highly venomous snake. You're like, we got to take you to a doctor." He's like, "I don't need. Shut up. I need more to drink more." Like, no, you're like the snakes, the venom. He's like, he literally said that. It can't possibly be venomous because it's so small.
I'm sorry, when he was gnawing on the snake, I mean, did he kill it? Like, did it fight back? Like...
It doesn't say. I don't know. But I do know that he died because they found him dead in his bed the next day.
What a way to go. Folks, he died doing what he loved.
He died doing what I would hope that those guys from Jackass would do. But,
right.
They're pussies now, so... 3 cheers for the drunken Indian.
Let that be a lesson to you folks. Now, you'd think that last story was actually out of Florida.
Yeah, the way it was going.
But it's not crazy enough. So let's get to this one. A cruel fisherman was filmed pinning down a shark and using its teeth to open a can of beer.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, in a display of what can only be described as both macho manliness and somehow the exact opposite, these guys apparently they're tough enough to hold down a shark and hold its jaw open to use its teeth as a bottle opener, but they can't open up a bottle of beer?
A tiger shark, too. Like, we're not talking like some nurse shark or something.
Like, dude, like if you wanted to use a shark for something cool and manly, maybe open up your own damn can of beer.
It looks like they're drinking that Bush apple beer, too.
Oh, God, yeah, it does.
Like, I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I don't care how you open that thing up. That
is not going to get you any man points. Your man card's getting revoked. And, that's okay.
I don't want a shark getting his fucking mouth all over my beer, either.
Yeah. I mean, that's okay. You guys don't need a man card anyways. I mean, you could just identify as a pizza, so who cares? Yeah,
how about they identify as a shark, and then they're just having a brewski with one of the boys?
Yeah, and then they can all just, hold each other's mouths open and freaking open up their beers.
Yeah, instead, they're probably going to... I'm assuming that's got to be some kind of illegal.
Yeah, they're going to get fined or arrested for sure.
Anyway, staying in Florida, down in the Keys, another Florida man made headlines for biting off a friend's ear after transporting a drunk woman in a wheelbarrow.
How many cannibals do we have in this, in Florida state?
A lot.
A lot.
That, I mean, I only read the headline. That's all I needed. There's a lot of shit going on there. So, I'm looking at the article. So, a 45-year-old Florida man, he bit so, I just want to know about the wheelbarrow part. Like, I get it. Sometimes you get in a fight. Sometimes you bite off a buddy's ear. I mean, I've seen Mike Tyson do it.
Sure, right.
I assume that lots of people do it. But what does the wheelbarrow have to do with this? I'm very confused.
Well, I have to assume that maybe, like... Oh, I see. Okay, so basically, there was a female in the group. She had passed out. And so, essentially, this guy who was the ear biter did the only rational thing as a gentleman. He placed her in a wheelbarrow and was pushing her back to the hotel room. He was also dumping beer on her and insulting her. So his intentions were dubious at this point. The male victim of this whole scenario intervened and told Williams, I think you might be being a tad bit disrespectful.
So the guy who got his ear bitten off he was doing the right thing. He was trying to save this woman.
I wonder if you're going to rape her because you're pouring beer on her and wheelbarrowing her back to a hotel room. And this guy was like, how dare you call me a rapist? I'll show you what I am. I'm going to bite your fucking ear off.
Jeez. Yeah, Florida Keys, man. Keys.
If you go down to the Keys, you better have your shit together, man. Shit can get wild. Anyways, we're not done yet. Let's go up to Chicago. Very dangerous town these days. Not the place to get into a road rage incident.
No, you'll get shot.
Well, not quite.
Because if you leave your car there, the odds are you'll probably get hit with a stray bullet.
Well, apparently this person beat the odds. They did not get hit with a bullet. They did get their nipple bitten off. So,
how the fuck do you even get into, position to bite somebody's nipple off? Well, I can see that, you get an fender bender.
Imagine someone starts coming at you like this.
Maybe he was fighting a midget or something. And then...
I don't think they teach that self-defense.
They should. It sounds very effective. So I'm assuming that he wasn't... I'm assuming that the one man wasn't wearing a shirt.
I don't know. I gotta look into it here. I'm just a little distracted. Picturing, I think in this case I'd rather be shot with a gun, to be honest. But basically, there was 3 guys involved in this altercation.
So 2 guys held him down, and then the 3rd guy bit his tip.
No. One guy sideswiped another car, and unfortunately there was an off-duty police officer in the car that got sideswiped, so, that's a shame. When all of the 3 men exited the vehicles in this altercation, the sideswiper punched the off-duty police officer sideswipee in the face twice. And then when the police officer's buddy from his car tried to step in, that's when the sideswiper straight up bit the guy's nipple off. So,
honestly,
I don't know if he went through the shirt or if he lifted the shirt up. Imagine some guy lifting your shirt up. He's like, I'm gonna get you.
I'm surprised that, he's an off-duty cop in Chicago. I'm surprised that he didn't have a vest on. But
No,
I'm also
the other
surprised.
guy got his nipple bit off.
Right, no, the off-duty cop's buddy.
Right.
You're an off-duty cop in Chicago. You're not carrying a gun?
How quickly are you going to... I don't know that they train you for nipple biting at the police academy.
It's in Chicago. You got to get the mayor's permission.
Right.
You got to call old Beetlejuice.
Even if you don't, even if you're in a normal place, what kind of police academy has you, they have a lot of different drills that they have you do to practice using your gun and when to use it and when not to use it. I don't think I've heard of a single police academy running through a nipple biting scenario. Have you?
I would think it might qualify, but...
If you're a listener and you happen to have gone to the police academy or in the armed forces or you're a police officer or such and such, please let us know in the comments below. Were you trained for this? Have you dealt with a nipple biter before? What's the protocol?
You're probably not allowed to because it's considered homophobic. You're like, look, that man, he's chewing on that other man's
Here
nipple.
Here at Morons, we promise to protect your identity as best we can.
Well... we're getting a call now, so...
Ooh, maybe we got someone on the line. Let's find out about this nipple biting.
Why don't you talk to him?
All right, great. Hello, area code 870. You're on with the War on Morons. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Ratchet Jaw on the big slab outside of my high. Got your ears on?
What? I'm sorry. What?
It's Ratchet Jaw. Sorry, if it's a little... Yeah, what? Got your ears on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What kind of name is Ratchet Jaw?
That's my handle. Now, I told you before I'm a trucker.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. You threw me off here.
You don't want me to use the lingo?
I don't really understand it, to be honest.
Hold on. I got something everybody can understand. Hold on, you gotta hear the horn. You like that, right?
Horns, okay.
Yeah, I tell you, we all like listening to your program. It keeps us up more than that 100-mile coffee. We on there. Just bringing everybody, keeping them all supplied. And we got to get some laughs. We got to hear the news. So, every Tuesday when your program comes on, I like to listen. I know Chrome Stack likes to listen. And, good show today. We're really, we're lapping it up, as they say.
Good. Well, we're so glad that you guys are tuning in. Our truckers are so important. So anything we can do to help keep you guys going.
We got to keep your bellies fed. We got to keep them fed. But I got a lot to talk about with that story you was just talking about. That man, the road rage, they called it, right?
Yeah. You've been all over the country. Have you ever seen anything like that? My God.
Yes, I have. Every day. Everybody's road raging all the time. People don't know how to drive. They don't know how to act anymore. It's like they've been cooped up too long. I wasn't cooped up. I wasn't cooped up at all. But these last few months, man, people have been acting crazy. They honk their horns at me. They yell at me. They try to, cut me off. I can't brake like a car. I can't brake like a car. They're liable to guys. You're just lucky you're talking to me today. That's what I got to say for you.
Man, oh man, but I know you've seen road rage, and I believe you that people are crazier than ever these days.
They get so mad lately.
Have you ever seen anybody bite someone's nipple clean off?
Well, yeah, but not on the road. I was at the truck stop. Where was that? Down in the Gateway. St. Louis, Missouri. They don't act right there. Not in East St. Louis especially. And there was this girl, good lady of the night. Ooh, she bit off Chrome Stack something or another. He had fun though. He liked it. Yeah, I tell you, that's some bitch, man. Me and Chrome Stack, man. We go at it. We go head to head here on the big road. I've been winning more than I've been losing lately, though.
What are you guys doing? Like placing bets or something?
Oh yeah, sometimes we bet. Sometimes it's just about matter of pride. Who's the bigger man.
What kind of games you playing? Like the alphabet game or something like that?
The hell's that? No, it's about getting to point A to point B. Who can do it fastest. Lately I've been winning, but like I was saying, we're getting this road rage from people that can't accept the fact that we own the road. At the end of the day, when you understand, what's more important? What's more important? Me getting these toothpicks over to your town so that they can build a house for you? Me getting this food to you? Again, me getting. I'm just saying, what's more important, a truck or some asshole's car?
Both are important. You shouldn't just hit people's cars.
We don't hit their cars, but we're trying to race, and we're trying to go head to head. And it was real nice a year ago. Sorry, what?
You're racing? You're racing on the streets? Two semi-trucks are just racing each other across the country?
Not on the streets. We're talking on the interstate. On the freeway.
Christ, that's worse.
That's all right. Look, I don't know. You expect us to go double nickel out there? I mean, we're trying to deliver the goods, and it motivates us to get there. Nah, you take that back. I've never killed nobody. Not on the road.
How do you know? How do you know that you didn't cause an accident that killed somebody by driving like a lunatic?
Look, I ain't lost my license yet, and I ain't gonna go. Whoa, hey, shit, he's gaining on me here. Hold on.
Jesus.
Oh, we're gonna have to put the pedal to the metal.
Don't, Ratchet, you can't put the pedal to the metal. You won't be able to stop.
Oh boy, I tell you, up here in these Rocky Mountains, it's a little crazy. Yeah, you know, I told you we're mile high. We're outside Denver.
Oh my God, you're doing this up in the mountains? Are you insane?
Hey, we do the high road, we do the low road. It don't. Oh, whoa!
Oh my God!
You ain't passing me, buddy. You ain't passing me, buddy. Whew.
This is giving me palpitations just listening to it. I can't listen to this Ratchet.
Hey, just cheer me on now. Cheer me on. Ratchet Jaw 1, Chrome Stack nothing.
No, sir. No, you need to stop it. This is not right.
Ooh. Hey, we just traded a little paint. I think I gave him a black eye.
Ratchet Jaw, this is dangerous and inappropriate.
Yeah, I just took out one of his headlights.
Whose?
Chrome Stack. He's a trucker too. Yeah.
Put the pipe down.
Oh shit! There's a steep grade. Here we go.
Oh my God! I can't listen to this anymore. Thanks for calling. Well, that was a lot less informative than I was hoping for.
I mean, now we know how our packages get here so fast. These guys sound very dedicated to beating those deadlines.
Yeah, I mean,
or something.
Said something.
He's gonna die, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just hope he doesn't take any innocent nipple biters out there with him. That seems like as good a place as any to stop the show.
Yeah, I've had enough. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week for episode 95.
Have a good week, guys.